can certainly talk to that. So I was attending college out in California at the time and was a full-time student and a full-time employee there. And so that began the process of recruitment to grooming, passed along the line from various people as far as this is an opportunity that I'd like for you to see if you're interested in and go talk to this person. So after speaking with a couple young women about an opportunity that I thought I was being blessed with at the time, I eventually met with Ghislaine Maxwell, who really what she did was pretty astounding in the fact that within a day, I was convinced that I was in a safe, healthy, wonderful environment, blessed with an opportunity to pursue a career that I had only dreamed of having. In fact, that was my dream, to do what she had stated I would do alongside her, working for her. She was very polite and kind. She built trust in a very, within hours, I thought that I had really landed the opportunity of a lifetime. My family was very pleased that I was there interviewing with her, which is what the intention, that's what I thought I was there for, was an interview, and things went so amazingly well. And then she was so successful in all of that very, I would call it, master manipulation. She was very calculated in her craft and did it very well. I was very young. I mean, I was an adult, 22 years old. However, I had such big dreams and aspirations and determination, and really wanted to make the most of this opportunity that I thought that I was getting, to the point where at the end of my time with Ghislaine Maxwell, although I hadn't known that there was a partner, as she referred to him, that I would be meeting at the end of my time with her, I hadn't heard Jeffrey or any other person's name the entire time, from beginning sitting behind the desk at work in California at the college, to meeting Sarah Cullen at the beach, to who then introduced me to Ghislaine. I had no idea that there was a final person that I was going to go meet, and once I learned of him by the name of Jeffrey, I did not I paused and thought about some things, waved any kind of red flag in my mind, because again, she was Ghislaine was so good at what she had done and built that trust in me. And so then I walked myself to Jeffrey's home later that day to what I thought was to interview with him, without really a lot of question, actually being quite excited, because I thought, well, if I was so successful here with Ghislaine, which he has really made me believe that I have been, now I get the opportunity to go complete this, like a second round of the interview. And that was really, I walked myself into tragedy. I had no idea. I actually should, and I will reframe that. I didn't walk myself into tragedy. I was lured there. I was coaxed there, coerced there, under false and fraudulent, conditions and expectations.
And it was then that Jeffrey Epstein assaulted you?
That's right. They're in his very big, beautiful home there in Manhattan, the home that Ghislaine was raving.
Hello and welcome back to the stream. I don't think anyone is here, but I'll just talk to myself. That's fine. I do it all day long. It doesn't matter. I am gonna start the New York Times stuff. Yay. Let's go. Ooh. That's not the New York Times. That's a little bit of a preview for later. Hi, Ricochet. Yeah, let's do the spelling bee. I wanted to go to the computer shop today and see if I could get my PC, and it is closed on the weekends. It is only open between the hours of 9:30 and 5:30 when everyone's at work, so that's convenient. But I'll work it out. I will work it out. Typical Australian business, only open when everyone else is at work. Classic. Did I choose one out? Yeah, I did choose one out. It looks really good. I'm gonna pimp it out Sailor Moon style. It's gonna be awesome. Diablo. Not a word. Diabolical? Is that how you spell diabolical? Yes. Oh, I got 17 points for one word. Look at me go. Cool. Oh, let's have like a dark god theme. Let's have Baal. No pagan gods of the Bible. No pagan gods of the First Testament. Well, that's kind of rude to disrespect an ancient god like that requires child sacrifice. I'm not saying somebody's coming for you, New York Times, but I'm not saying. Oh, cabal. Why is coal not a word? Okay. Cabal. Yes, the cabal that worship Baal, they should be here. All right. Dial. They use the dial for their sacrifices, probably. Bile? No, that's not spelled like that, is it? Coda? Oh, this is like very pagan themes. We've got cabal, we've got coda, we've got diabolical, we've got dial. I feel like this is got to do with virgin sacrifice or something tonight. How do you spell ocelot? Oh, what about oscillate? Oscillate. Eat. Oh, there's no T. All right, well, fair enough. Duck. You were looking for cordial? I have cordial in my drink bottle like a little baby. I'm just a baby. Oh, there's no E. You see a naughty word? I bet you do. Did you see what I put? There is an A. The A is the letter you have to use. I got cabal, clacker, coal, coda, diabolical, dial. Clad. Kabbalah and biblical. Let's go for biblical. Yeah, I feel like the New York Times know what they're doing today. Labial. Ah. All right. We probably could have had liable, actually. Or libel. No, there's no E, right? There was no E. Everyone in this chat, Ricochet and Hyperbovian, are both going to hell. I'm definitely not, because I'm a very, very good girl. Always nice. I definitely do not summon the dark crones of my ancestral line, you know, every Friday night, every full moon, every new moon. I'm definitely, you know, behaving myself. It's very true. See-through. Maybe clear, because that's the only word that fits. Anybody home? No? It's the answer, no. Knock? No, how would that work? It doesn't work. Winged horse of Greek myth, Pegasus. How do you spell Pegasus? Not like that. Pegasus? Salamander known for its regenerative abilities and adorable appearance. Axolotl. How do you spell axolotl? Oh, not like that. Axolotl. No, that's not how you spell it. How do you spell axolotl? Texting format for short. SMS? I don't know. Axolotl. Okay. I didn't spell it too wrong, actually. That's closer than I thought I would get. Birthplace of Bossa Nova. That's a Pixies album. I know that. Even score. 6 across. Hello. Yeah, that could work. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Texting format for short. Is that TXT or is that SMS? Let's check 2 down for it, maybe. What's 2 down? Gift with many interlocking pieces. I would have thought that would be Lego. Gift with many, but then we got Lego set. All right, let's turn this back to O and try. Oh, bugger off, would you? I am not your friend. No, I'm not your friend either. What's 3 down? Airline whose name comes from the book of Hosea. Yeah, I put Lego set Hyperbovian. You need to... Is there an airline called Elal? Airline whose name comes from the book of Hosea. This is probably like... That's gotta be like... Bossa Nova is Brazilian. Maybe it's just 3 letters. Rio. Bossa Nova. Alright, let's try that. What's 4 down? Election loser. This seems all like it's all wrong. Okay, this is SMS. Stand-up comics act is a routine. Oh. Insect scene in Dali's The Persistent Memory. All I know is that he has melted clocks. All I know is that Dali has melted clocks. And I know this try-hard girl who has like a Dali tattoo. I think it's like an elephant or something on her back, and she's a massive try-hard. Shout out to you, bitch tits. You're not a very nice person, and you're not cool, and you're not quirky no matter how hard you try. You're just a meanie. Even score. Tie? A tie? (14) Directory abbreviation. Today's New York Times editor is based. Yeah, they might possibly be. Metroid console for short. I don't even know what that is, so congratulations. Well, the only thing I can think of here is Ant. Every other girl with a clock tattoo catching strays. Yeah, probably. Look, I'm not here to console you, okay? Pulling their arms might win you money. Slots. What's 15? No idea. 14 directory. Party snack. Party snack made with cereal and pretzels. 1 down. Chex Mix? Could that be a thing? Oh, hello Joey. Nice to see you. Then what the heck is 4 down? Election loser. Also, Metropolitan was released on the NES. All right. (14) A direction abbreviation. How's it going tonight? Yeah, it's going all right, except I got out of bed early to go to the computer shop, and it's not open on the weekends. It's only open between 9:30 and 5:30 weekdays, which means I can't go to it. No, I'll work it out. All right. Does anyone know this? We need to work out this. Party snack made with cereal and pretzels. And it might be Chex Mix. Maybe it's Chex Mix? I don't know. Hyperbovian's gonna be farting tonight. He's making chili with beans. Tutti fruity. What's 7 down? Command that uses the V key. Paste. Congratulations, you solved the mini in 7:55. You drained the bean water, it's fine. What, is it the bean water that makes you fart, not the beans? I think it's the beans. I think you're gonna be farting all night long. Well, there you go, guys. This is the finished result. Look what we did. So apparently pretzels and cereal is called Chex Mix. How do you... Oh, Hooligan's here. I didn't notice you come in, Hooligan. Hello, Hooligan. Good to see you. All right. Well, let's play everybody's favorite game, Connections. Yay! Beans are good for your heart. Beans are musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So eat baked beans with every meal. Boom. Gotta get your fiver in. You're not a young man anymore. Yeah. Well, apparently bowel cancer is going up really, like, amongst young people. I was gonna go to the Asian supermarket tomorrow and buy these. Excuse me, did I ask you to do that? No, I didn't. I was gonna go buy some konjac jelly. Is that how you say it? I don't know. It's Asian stuff that's like a few calories. Apparently it's got so much fiber in it and like 4 calories. And it's really good if like you have insulin resistance or you have... I'm not going into the Asian grocery to buy mushrooms. I already know where there's some death cap mushrooms because I saw some on the way to Coles and I was at the corner waiting for the lights to turn and there were a bunch of cyclists on their bikes and I said to my friend, hey, I pointed at the mushrooms and I said, hey, do you want me to make you a beef welly tonight? And yeah, I don't know if people thought I was joking or not, so sometimes people don't get my... But yeah, I'm gonna get some of these tomorrow because they can help you, you know. You need like some insoluble fiber in your diet. I don't want to have like Metamucil packs like an old person, right? I don't want to have that. So yeah, am I too much when I'm out in public? That's the question. I don't know. I thought it was funny, but no one laughed. See, if that was in Sydney, people would have laughed. I feel like, you know, I feel like we're not getting... Oh. I think I broke the computer. Anyway, I'm gonna get some Japanese fruit jellies tomorrow so it can help me and my bowels be clean. Flaxseed is good. Well, yeah, there's a Korean flaxseed jelly that they sell, but I think it's expensive. I mean, flaxseed's good because it's got like omega-3s and stuff in it. Hello, Dango. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good night. Oh my goodness, why is my leg itchy? Now it's time for everybody's favorite game, Connections. Yay! I have met 2 out of the 3 requirements to make partner on Twitch, except I need 75 average viewers. And I don't think I stream at a time where I can get lots of viewers, so... I don't know. I'll have to like start doing long streams on the weekend when I get my new PC. Like just get up in the morning and be one of those people that just like eats their lunch into the microphone going nom 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 nom. All right. We got tack, tap, rap, snap. Leo, Brad, Spike, Don, Nail, Well, Mike, Pass, Spring, Rain, Punt, Pin. You just got back from the floral shop to finish extra shifts, so you're thinking of treating yourself. Oh, you should treat yourself. Do you work at a flower shop or were you treating yourself at the flower shop? I like flowers. They're really nice. That's like, I get excited on my birthday because everyone sends me flowers. I get like, I'm like, ooh, my neighbors must think I'm so popular. Look at it all. Because all my friends send me flowers and my dad sends me flowers. And I'm just getting knocks at the door all day. Oh, and one of my friends sent me cheese and chocolate covered strawberries for my birthday this year. Yum, 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 yum. It was nice. All right, we got to find 4 themes with these words. spike, punt, snap, pass. These are all like, could these be things in American football? Because these are things in our sports. All right, I'm gonna try that. Things you can do with a football. Hey guys, it's international. Football is international. You work part-time at the flower shop? Ooh, what kind of flowers? What kind of climate do you live in, Dango? Do you have like, what kind of flowers do you have? The Niffle has a lot of Aussie players now. Yeah, it has some NRL players. In the team that won, I think is it the Philadelphia Eagles or the Pitts? No, I think it's Philadelphia Eagles. There's a guy from Bankstown, which is that's cool. Shout out to Western Sydney. we do like to see it. I like it that you call it the Niffle as well, Hyperbovian. Spring, Nail, Leo, Bradwell, Mike. Spring, Nail, Pin, Tack. Spring, Nail, Pin, Tack. These are like all... Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Ricochet. Alright, let's try it. No, it tricked us. God damn it. Ha. Huh. Tap. Wrap. To nail, to wrap, to tap, to... Nah. Pin, tack, and nail are all fasteners. Yeah, I think we just tried spring, nail, pin, and tack, and it said, Anio. Spring well, rain tap, water sources. Yes, that is brilliant. I like the way you think, Hyperbovian. I like the way you think. Spring well. Where's the other one? Rain and tap. Sources of drinking water. Yay. So if I tell an American I want to punt them across the room, they'll know what I'm saying. That's nice. I like it. Oh, marigold roses, jasmine. Oh, that smells nice. Mostly for party decoration flowers. Oh, and for scents and oils. That sounds really nice. Yeah, I was looking at the names as well. Leo, Don, and Brad. Maybe pin, tack, nail, wrap. If we take wrap as Rafe, they're the turtles. Oh! Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello. Who's the other one? Oh, Michelangelo. That was it. Starts of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power. Yeah. pin, nail, tack, brad. Sharp fasteners. Okay, that doesn't make sense to me, but sure. The fuck is a Brad? That's exactly what I was thinking. It must be some American thing. The only Brad I know is Brad Pitt. And did he like go psycho on an airplane and like bash Angelina Jolie or their kids or something? I don't know. I think something like that happened. You were thinking of Don Bradman? Yes. When my little brothers were heaps into cricket, I had to go to like the Don Bradman Museum, and it was so boring. I was so bored. I had to spend all day because it's in Bowral, and I had to drive there, and it took like 5 million hours, and then it was so boring. It's like, this is the wall Don Bradman used to practice with his cricket bat. This is the bat Don Bradman used to hit the century blah 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 test match against England. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, like, good on people that like cricket, but my god, how boring. How boring. It's like, there's no violence in cricket. Like, there's no violence. They have tea breaks. It's so civilized. I just don't like it. Like, where's the sweating men fighting each other? That's what I like. You like the Far Lap exhibit? Yeah, but that's at Melbourne Museum. Melbourne Museum has lots of cool stuff. I like to like look at all the minerals. That's my favorite. I like to look at all the minerals and all of the taxidermy. That's really cool. All of the skeletons. Yeah, I used to have a pass to Melbourne Museum. Oh, that reminds me, I should go to Science Works. I should go to Science Works and go to the planetarium because it's not far from where I live. And yeah, I should do that. Should watch some documentaries about black holes and all that stuff. Yeah, I didn't understand. You used to work there? You did some part-time at uni? It's great. Oh, yeah. That would be a cool job. My throat is so sore already. What is happening? I had tea. I had a soother. Does my throat sound as sore as it feels? A brad fastener, particularly the kind used in paper crafts and scrapbooking. Oh, okay. So it's not a real thing. Is commonly known as a brass fastener, paper fastener, or split pin. So they don't even call it that most of the time. They just did it to try and confuse us. Wow. Why do I feel so yucky today? Scrapbooking, get real hobbies. Yeah. My mum was making scrapbooks of all of her kids, and guess whose scrapbook only has one page? All the other 3 of her children have you know, all the photos from like when they were born all the way up until now, and like all of this like beautiful artwork. Mine has my name. Mine has one page, which is my name, and it's like the meaning of my name or whatever, and nothing else. Nothing else. It just has the meaning of my name on one page and then nothing. Because she can't even pretend to like me. Thank you, Mom. Appreciate it. I don't have a complex about it at all. At least my dad loves me. Way more than my other siblings. So I win. At least I'm my dad's favorite. Yay. Actually, that's probably why my mum hates me, because I am my dad's favorite. I think that's why. Also, I don't go along with her bullshit. All right. Well, enough about me using my my chat as my therapist. Let's see what Anthony Albanese had to say today about Israel's actions in Gaza. You keep forgetting how poor of a mum she was. Oh, she was investigated by like the Department of Community Services for beating her kids on more than one occasion. Yeah, like, I'm not like one of those people that's like, oh, I had an abusive mum, and it was like, oh, my mum used to yell at me or whatever. My mum used to drag me around by the hair and spit on me on a weekly basis. Like, and on the more severe occasions, like broken bones, broken ribs, like green stick fractures, all of that stuff. Yeah, she was a crazy lady. Well, she still is, which is why I haven't spoken to her in 2 years. But it took me a very long time to go no contact, because I was like, oh, she's my mom, I love her, yada, yada, yada. And then as soon as I cut her out, because she used to call me every day too and just like try and make me feel bad about myself. Whenever I would feel like proud of myself or like I'm doing, you know, well in my life, she'll call me and just make me feel like crap. And all of my friends noticed as soon as like I cut her out of my life. I used to think I had really bad depression, and it just turns out it was just my mum making me depressed. Like as soon as I stopped talking to her, I wasn't depressed anymore. So there you go. Sometimes you're not depressed. You just have an arsehole in your life that's making you sad. And if you don't talk to that arsehole anymore, you will be happy. And that is my advice to everyone. It was a simple fix, although I still have a lot of guilt about it. But I know it's the right thing to do. So I just, you know, she's like, because I know she's never going to change, and I know she's incapable of admitting that anything's wrong with her behavior. Hate commenters aren't ready for this game. Well, yeah, like this is a thing when people say mean things to me on the internet. It's like, well, you should hear what my own mum used to call me. Like, that's, you know, that's actual pain when the one person in the world that's supposed to love you says like the most horrific stuff to you. So it's like a person that I don't even know, who knows nothing about me. It's like, cool. Think you can hurt me? Try again. All right, let's actually watch the video. Guys. Anthony Albanese calls recent actions in Gaza completely indefensible. Good on you, Albanese. You have a friend whose mum is a narcissist. Well, that's what me and my brothers think about my mum, and that's why she's like totally incapable of admitting that she's done anything wrong. Like she'll just like, we can have 5 people tell her that we just saw her do something. Like we literally watched her do it, and she'll be like, I didn't do that. What are you talking about? She's never going to change because she can't admit that she's always perfect and she's always the victim. In every single story my mum tells, like she's the victim. She's never done anything wrong in her life ever. And yeah, it's just terrifying. And look, I used to act out when I was a teenager. Like I wasn't probably the easiest kid when I was a teenager. Thank you for following, Devon. Good to see you. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't deserve that. And I was probably acting out because of the way I was being treated. All right, let's actually watch this now. Anthony Albanese calls recent actions in Gaza completely indefensible. All right, Albo, let's see what you have to say. Oh, is it playing? What's happening? Oh, try that again.
Australia isn't a central player in the Middle East, but what we can do is continue to do what we have done, which is to take a principled position. We opposed unequivocally the atrocity that occurred on October 7. We have called for ceasefire consistently. we've called for the release of hostages. We've also called for the aid to be able to flow to the people of Gaza, and we've called out Israel for its actions that have led, of course, to such appalling conditions and loss of innocent life. In the resolution that was carried in the Parliament just
it's real. I think it's really, 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 really hard for Albanese to stand up to Israel. Like, even pushing back on Israel slightly, he has Trump like going off at him, like Trump's Israel's little attack dog, and it's like, well, no, we're allowed to condemn human rights atrocities. Like, it's absolute insanity. Matterhorn says, hi, Pando, elbow, knees, oh no. Pando, elbow, knees, oh. Okay.
days after October 7, I think, will stand the history of because when you look at that, at the time we spoke about opposing the loss of innocent life, whether it be Israeli or Palestinian.
With respect, things have escalated. We're now seeing Palestinians regularly killed while waiting for food and water. Do we need to start changing our view of what's happening in Israel?
Well, that is completely indefensible, and we've called that out each and every time that has occurred, and
I think if all of America's allies get together and and coordinate, and at the same time expel all Israeli diplomatic stuff from their country, I think that's sending a strong message without, doing anything too extreme, because that is like the most extreme thing you can do without getting violent, right? Is to say, we're expelling you. Like, it's just the strongest thing you can do diplomatically. Just send all their embassy staff home, all their consulate staff home. Off you go. Hop on a plane back to Israel, and don't come back until you learn how to keep your arms and legs to yourself. That would be the dream. Yeah. Well, look, I think Canada and the UK and Australia and New Zealand and everybody have been on the back channels talking about it. I think they probably are coordinating some kind of joint venture, because this is the type of thing that's going to leave stains on the histories of all of our countries that sat back and didn't do anything while this was happening. And I definitely don't think Israel is going to be able to play the Holocaust card anymore after this, because you don't get to commit a genocide just because one was committed against you. It doesn't give you a free pass. So yeah, it's Israel being hated by all nations. It's in the book of Revelation. Yeah. The Israeli government have been war criminals for decades. Why does everyone decide to care now all of a sudden? I think Matterhorn, I think a big part of it is citizen journalists and a lot of people not getting their media from the mainstream news, and actually people being able to see the carnage in Gaza and especially dead children. I think even the most apolitical, apathetic person sees dead children. And unless you're a sociopath, right, you're going to have a very visceral, very raw, very emotional reaction to that. And I think it's affecting people that normally didn't really care, because a lot of people don't have any knowledge of history or geopolitics, or even, what the Palestinian-Israel conflicts are about, the history of that region, any of like the way Israeli society is, tiered with, Israeli citizens having more rights than anybody else living there, and it's essentially, textbook apartheid. People don't even have The average person doesn't even have that. But, you know, because so many pro-Palestinian activists, I guess, online activists, have just been flooding everybody's social media feeds with images and facts about what's happening there. I think people have woken up. I know a lot of people that aren't politically conscious at all that have been asking me about it, that have wanted to ask me more about the history of it and, you know, what's going on and what can we do and what can I do to help, who wouldn't have even have known what Palestine was or have heard about Gaza or the West Bank before this conflict kicked off on the 7th of October. So I think that's what it is, honestly, is people actually being confronted with the images. And it was like when the Vietnam War happened, right? It was the first time that we really saw anti-war activists out on the street. And it was because it was the first time that images of war were contemporaneously getting into the newspapers, right? People were able to see, not in real time, but, you know, within sort of days of things happening in Vietnam, we were able to see what was happening and just what a senseless waste of life it was. And I think it's kind of a similar phenomenon to what's happening now. Yeah, well, that's my take on it anyway.
I've issued a number of joint statements, for example, with the Canadian and New Zealand Prime Ministers. We've joined the international community, which overwhelmingly has condemned actions such as that. And the other thing that we've done is to say in private what we say publicly as well, which is that Israel, and we say this as a friend, sometimes you've got to be straight and upfront. And I certainly have said to, for example, President Herzog, who I've known for a long period of time, that Israel is losing support by its own actions, and that some of its actions are completely indefensible.
In your John Curtin oration recently, you seemed to recast the beginning of the US relationship in different terms to the way we've thought about it until now, really focusing on, you know, it as a statement of Australian independence, which obviously has a particular context at the moment. The story that appeared this week about Elbridge Colby and war and Taiwan and submarines, it suggests a certain level of presumption in the US about the relationship with Australia, doesn't it?
We, of course, are a sovereign nation. And
thank you. We are a sovereign nation and we do have the right to self-determination, and we aren't beholden to America in any way. You know, if anything, our allyship, if that's what you want to call it, with the US actually puts a target on our back. If we were able to build stronger, friendlier relationships with our neighbors, we are in Asia, you know. We are in the Asian region. Our closest neighbor is Indonesia. I would like for us to be friends with our neighbors. I would really, really, really like that. But, you know, America having, you know, one of the main bases that they use for the triangulation of their weapon systems, of their long-range weapon systems, will always mean that Australia has a target on its back. And, if we never entered the coalition of the dickheads, or the coalition of the willing, if you want to use the nomenclature of the American empire, do you think we would ever have a problem with our very well assimilated, well integrated Islamic community? We wouldn't have seen any. And, you know, we had way less than any of the other Western countries, but we would never have seen, like, the Lint siege. We would never have seen, I think it was Burke Street Mall, where there was, like, a car attack. We would never have seen that, any of that, because, you know, I personally, I grew up in a very Islamic part of Sydney, of Western Sydney, and everyone just got along. Like, it was never an issue. I was just like, oh, when I go over to these people's house, like, you know, obviously there's no bacon and there's, you know, blah, 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 blah. And you just learn to, like, you know, have halal food around for your friends when they come over. And it's, you know, it's really wasn't that big of a deal. And then, you know, when everything kicked off, it started to affect the social cohesion of our country, because why were we getting involved with that? There were no weapons of mass destruction. There never were. And that was another thing Bibi Netanyahu did, right? He goaded America into the invasion of Iraq. He goaded them into toppling all the regimes that have been toppled since 2003. It's just perpetual war for what? And Australia shouldn't be involved with any of it. We have no reason to be involved with any of it. We are so far away. We are so culturally far away. I think Americans have this idea in their heads that, oh, Australians, they're just like us, but a little bit different. And I don't think that could be farther from the truth. I don't think it could be farther from the truth at all. Okay, we speak English. We both speak English. And that's about it. That is about it.
John Curtin, certainly, when he chose to stand up to the...
There are Christian churches in Gaza, so Christians are killed also. Nobody is saying anything about this. Oh yeah, some of the oldest churches in the world are in Gaza, 100%. Yeah, there are Christians in the West Bank, and there are Christians in Gaza. There 100% are. Of course there are. People forget, like, in Syria, especially, like, where obviously Bashar al-Assad has just been deposed, I guess is the word the Americans would use. Christians and a small Jewish population. Christians, a small Jewish population, and Muslims, for the most part, you know, got along in a cohesive society. And I wonder, now that America's gotten rid of al-Assad finally, I wonder how it's going over there. I guess it's probably not going great. You think Bush Jr. really wanted control of the oil in Iraq and the opium in Afghanistan? Oh, 100%. That's gotta be George W.'s dream, you know, just being off his tits on opiates while because he's Texan, right? Aren't they all about oil? Aren't they all about that black? Don't they call it Texas gold? Don't they call oil Texas gold? Like, colloquially? I believe they do. Yeah, I can just imagine. Now I'm just imagining George W. Bush rolling around in, like, oil off his tits on, like, Vicodin or something. Or, like, just smoking some opium straight from the poppy, you know, straight in, like a Chinese style opium pipe, rolling around in oil. Yeah, that's a sight for sore eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeffrey Epstein has a painting of that, actually, or a videotape. He could be part of the files that are missing.
British and assert Australia's right to defend ourselves and to bring home our troops was an assertion of that. And he looked to America, of course, was an important part of that as well. Now, since then, the US alliance that was formalised some years later, but essentially can be seen as beginning there in the heat of the Second World War. The US alliance has been our most important. It remains our most important alliance. That is a critical relationship that we have for our defence and security, but that doesn't abrogate the need for Australia to have a say in our own defence and security relationships.
Australians really haven't had much of a chance to debate AUKUS because it was signed and both sides agreed to it. Can you assure us that it did not come with any pre-commitments to US actions? I'm not talking just about Taiwan, but to what extent does it lock us into military actions by the United States?
Well, Australia is a sovereign nation, and governments of the day make decisions on behalf of the Australian government. And certainly I cannot envisage a circumstance where an Australian government would give up that sovereignty. Now, I note in recent days most of the coalition have said that that's the case. Angus Taylor has said something different, and it's up to them to really clarify exactly what their position is.
Look at that. Albo has a backbone, everybody. We like to see it. We like to see it. It's definitely heartening. Well, that wasn't as depressing as it could be, but I thought we could have a palette cleanser with summertime. Let's bathe again. Chung Chung and friends, and at some adorable pandas, because look at them. So cute. I think this might not be in English, but we'll see. Oh, that was loud.
我们今天很走运，知道？我们看到这个小熊猫了，这种生猫宝宝的，不放一只哦，4只可能都要洗。哎，来了，水来了，水来了。哎，都去了，都去了。水质也要，水质也水质也不吃了。
Do you think pandas are fat, or do you think they're just like very big boned? Because I think they're just very big boned, because I don't feel like you could get very fat eating bamboo. I just don't. But yeah, I think they're kind of like wombats, right? Where they're just like big boned and like chunky. They just got chunky bums. But yeah, I think like the body fat percentage isn't necessarily that high. Oh, this video quality is really bad. It's either the video quality or my potato PC. It's probably a little from column A, a little from column B, but yeah. You think their bones would be big as? Yeah, I think so too. I think they're very big boned boys. I'm just waiting for this little panda to drop off the ledge. This little dude, these little dudes here. Because you know how pandas just kind of like will let themselves fall to conserve energy. I'm just waiting for him to go plop. You can do it. They only eat protein and fiber. Yeah. That's what my cat does. That's what my cat does if I turn on the tap. She's like... Aww. Imagine getting to give pandas a bath. Oh my god, what a job. I envy you, blue clothes man. Must be nice. Why can't I have a panda? They're more alert than you expected. I think because they're babies. I think these are little baby ones. I think that's why they're like, probably like in their kitten stage, you know, playful. I think the older ones are like mad lazy. They're even too lazy to have sex. They have to artificially inseminate all the future pandas. Claire's like, yeah, I not tonight, babe. I've got a headache. I'm just gonna pretend that they're hugging. They're really fighting, but I'm just gonna pretend that they're hugging. I think I'm gonna have to go to Adelaide to see the pandas. Or actually, maybe I can just wait until next year. Hopefully I can save up enough money to go to Korea and Japan. I'm sure they have them at the zoos there. Yeah, I don't want to go to Adelaide. Gross. No offense to anyone from Adelaide. I'm sure it's nice. It's just like not easy to get to. And there's not like enough there for me to justify, you know, going all that way. So I think there's like wine and cheese there, but there's like wine and cheese here. So, you know. There's Trump's tantrum. Trump is suing everybody's least favorite used to be Australian man, Rupert Murdoch. Universally despised in his native country of Australia. We don't like him. He's a dickhead. He's a massive fuckwit. Everyone hates him. He has no friends. That's why he had to move away. Well, no, he moved away so he could become a global media what's the word? Despot. I don't know. So he could control the world with his shitty newspapers. Yeah, let's see. I don't know where this is from. MSNBC. All right. Okay, that's where it's from. Let's see what lady with the nice glasses has to say.
Donald Trump is doing everything he can to try and make this story go away, including bullying media outlets into silence in a way that should alarm everyone. However, the more Donald Trump tries to bury this story, the bigger it seems to become. Joining me now to break it all down is senior MSNBC reporter Brandy Zadrozny and former U.S. Attorney and former Assistant Deputy Attorney General Harry Litman. Harry, let me start with you. What do you make of Donald Trump suing Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal, two stalwarts of the right? How is this going to go for him with his base and with the conservative movement?
It seems to me the single stupidest thing.
Do you want the subtitles off, Joey? Because I can take the subtitles off if you want. There you go. Is that better? Were they hurting? Were they hurting you? You think it's in their feed? I just took it off, so it should be okay.
That he could have done, Melissa, and I don't understand where he thinks it's headed. First, as you say, it guarantees that every filing is another news cycle that brings it up. But second, he's now drawn a line. You know, he could have tried strategically to distance.
Two super rich narcs going at it. What could possibly go wrong? This is going to be bloody because neither one of these dudes will back down. And there's so many like Supreme Court rulings in America about freedom of the press, right? It's really, really hard to sue a newspaper for defamation. It's really, 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 really hard. It hardly ever, they just have to claim that they did some type of due diligence. Like, oh, we had every reason to believe that this was factually accurate when we reported it. And, yeah. You were just wondering if they were put on accidentally? Oh, I might have put them on accidentally, Joey. I wouldn't put it past me. I'm very special in a lot of ways. Just ask my mum. She'll tell you all about it. Your dream of getting Murdoch in the octagon is getting closer. Yeah, look, as much as I don't like that reanimated corpse, that's kind of elder abuse, right? He must have like hollow little bird bones. Yeah. Just because he's an awful human being doesn't mean, you know, we have to watch him get the shit kicked out of him. Although, you know, if we could have a time machine, get a younger, fitter Rupert Murdoch and throw him in the octagon, 100% would watch him getting the shit kicked out of him. Unless we get another ridiculously disgusting old man to like go in there with him. And look, a lot of old people are nice. I'm not saying old people are disgusting. I'm just saying with Trump, I think Trump would win. I think Rupert Murdoch is well into his 90s, isn't he? I think there's like a age and health disparity there and a weight disparity. But if they were in similar fitness levels and similar weight classes or in the same weight class, Trump got some diagnosis today, a health diagnosis. Okay, we'll have a look at it. Hang on. We'll just finish watching this.
Himself from Epstein, as others have done, say we had a break in 2004. Instead, he's made it all about, is this notebook fake? And I'm sorry, anyone with any sophistication and knows how the Wall Street Journal's worked, that's going to lose. That's just a stone cold loser. And it just means he doubles down. And at the end of the day, the notebook comes out and makes it more likely it's going to, not to mention the deposition in the case. So it's a wretched idea for him, not the first time. But it's just, it can only, if he stays with it, he's in quicksand deeper and deeper. The truth will out. Remember, the truth is a defense here, and he's going to have the burden of showing that it's false. You read that Wall Street Journal article. There's no doubt they have it buttoned down 6 ways of, you know, precisely what's there, and they've seen it. They anticipated this, and they're ready for war.
Brandy, Harry is exactly right. The standard to establish defamation is incredibly high, but yet Donald Trump has actually prevailed in getting a lot of media outlets to capitulate, to settle even before these cases go to trial. Is that the strategy here?
Well, it definitely seems that way. At least that's the way that he's presenting it. And his Truth post, you know, he ticked off a list of the cases that he has come on the right side of. You know, he said, I've sued ABC, I've sued CBS, I've sued the Pulitzers, and I will sue, you know, well.
Are these videos playing okay for everybody at home or not? Because otherwise we'll just, if we can't watch videos, we'll just play the food games. I haven't been on a walk for so long because I've been streaming, and I think it's really affecting my health. So I'm gonna go for a walk when I finish streaming. So I might just stream for the 2 hours tonight so I can get my little butt on a walk and then go to the gym because I have to take care of my health. You have a slight echo, but you think it's your Bluetooth? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what it could be. And just looking at my... Yeah, I can't see where there would be an echo. I can't see multiple sound sources. Okay, I just wanted to make sure because yeah, I tried to optimize this PC as much as I could today to free up as much RAM for, because obviously OBS and like my VTuber model take up a lot of RAM, so I wanted to try and optimize it as much as I could. But all right, if everything's good, we shall continue on. Let's go.
Wall Street Journal, and I am here for you. And so it's really important in terms of media manipulation. I think Trump's being pretty savvy here. He had a really, really big problem with the MAGA Epstein files and the way that was handled. You saw the things that points. I watch a lot of this.
I know we make you watch a lot of this stuff. My apologies.
It is my pleasure, truly. But so I watched a lot of this media, and people were so angry in a way that I had never seen covering this for over 10 years now. And so, what do you do with that? And I talked to a couple MAGA influencers last night, but they told me very specifically that what this was a change in the narrative. And when you think about the really animating narratives for this MAGA base, one is this anti-pedophilia, Trump's going to do all this, but another one is enemy of the people. Yeah. And framing this, putting this on blast and making this like a talking point all day, it really has changed the conversation for the MAGA influencers, but not for the MAGA true believers. I'm on those sites as well. And for those sites, there's still a hefty group of people who take the Wall Street Journal at face value. Yeah. I mean, they're delusional sometimes, but they're not stupid. Well, so they see what that is.
This is a core out of the right. I mean, it's not CBS, it's not ABC, and yet this is the.
Well, it goes to show to a lot of his base that he'll put saving his own ass in front of like draining the swamp or exposing the elite. It's like he is the elite. He is the elite at the end of the day. I think they really want like this hero that's going to come along and like save the working class and save all the people that are the true believers, like the Redditors are all bought and paid for. Oh yeah, like that's such a huge bodying, and like, astroturfing is such a huge part of modern day propaganda, right? Because a lot of people will read the comments on an article and put as much stock into those as they do the actual article itself. So they're like, oh, I want to know what everyone else is thinking, right? Because I want to have the right opinion. I don't want people to think I'm like, weird if I have a different opinion. So a lot of people will look to that, and those, bodying can be like astroturfing on sites like Reddit and Facebook, and I don't know what sites people are using anymore, Instagram, yada, yada, yada. It can be a really effective way to affect people's opinions.
He's going to die on this story. Take on Rupert Murdoch. Is this going to end the way it ended with CBS and ABC?
Well, I used to work for Fox News, and I know, another segment. But, this is not, Wall Street Journal is not Fox News. Right. The Wall Street Journal is Rupert Murdoch's crown jewel in his empire. And so I think it's very unlikely, their editor-in-chief, Emma, she was the one who stood by this reporting. So I just don't see this happening in the same way. Like you said, they were really ready for it. They had his denial. They know what he said. And so now he kind of had to put up or shut up, and this is what he's doing. I don't know how it's going to play out, though.
All right. Harry, I want to pivot for a minute and talk a little bit about the motion that the Trump DOJ made today in a district court to release the grand jury materials related to both the Epstein and Maxwell indictments. And I just want our viewers to understand, not all of the information that's amassed in a criminal investigation is actually presented to the grand jury, which means that even if the grand jury materials are released by the district court, and that's a very big if, it's not going to be the release of the Epstein files, like the whole file that MAGA has been demanding. Will his base understand that, and will they be appeased by whatever limited information is released, if any information is released?
I think they will understand that, and they will not be appeased, Melissa. First, as you say, it's unclear. It's up to the court whether to even do it. The reasons that the department gave just aren't part of the rules for when you release grand jury. But the far more important point, you look at the indictments and what they were proving in the case, they had nothing to do, not just with Donald Trump, but any of the sort of customers. They were all about Epstein and the people who were helping him, like Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, people don't want to know that. They want to know who these creeps are that were utilizing the services of trafficked girls, of trafficked children. That's what they want to know. That's what people want to know. They want to know who the creeps are, and they want to see the creeps pay. It's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward stuff.
And the underage girls, they don't figure in to prove the crime that.
What am I using to listen to this? Headphones? Yeah, I'm using headphones. Why are the headphones loud? Are the headphones like getting into the mic? Is that what's happening? Let me know. I'll see if I can turn down the headphone volume. Hang on. Should be able to. Do 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 do. Yeah, they're up. They're up high. I turned them down.
That they had to prove. There just had to be a knowledge that some
I turned them down.
commercial transaction would take place. Even all the sex in the indictments are just with Epstein. So I think it's a total red herring. There's basically no chance that what they have there is the sort of thing that MAGA is clamoring for.
So Brandy, this motion seems to be an effort to distract the base a little bit. Are they likely to be distracted? Are they going to know that this isn't what they want? These are not the drones they're looking for.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, I think that this group is very, very animated by this thing right now. And what really happened was that memo that came out that said there's nothing to see here, there's no client list, they didn't do it, nobody else did anything wrong, and case closed, there's nothing else coming out. That incensed this group so much that now they're out for blood and they want every single thing. It doesn't help that also Democrats want every single thing now too. You have this weird moment of synchronicity.
Bipartisanship.
I know. Is this what can bring us all together? I don't know. But it's just a really, really interesting time. But no, I don't, there's no satisfying a group of conspiracy theorists, especially, I think the only thing that they could have possibly done is drawn this out for the entire length of Trump's presidency. If they had just said, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming, we've seen what happened with QAnon, right? Been promised a judgment day since 2016 that never really came. You could have done that, but that was just a break in the dam that now they better produce something and something good if they're going to want to.
Yeah, they should have just put them off indefinitely or kept on saying, oh, there's something big coming down the pipe. We just can't do it right now. You've just got to be patient. You've got to trust the plan. That's 100% how they should have played it. But they didn't, so that's what they get now, I guess. Sorry, was just recentering myself. I seem to have gotten stuck in the sky. Alright, let's do stuff.
I want to appease these people.
All right, let's put up or shut up time. All right, Harry Littman, Brandy Zastrosny, thank you.
This is talking to one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. We'll watch this and then we're gonna play everybody's favorite game show, Scrandle and what's it called? Food Guesser? I don't know. And then I'm gonna go for a walk because I am really unhealthy. I haven't really had many walks since I've been streaming, and I've been streaming for like 2 months. And I used to do like 10,000 steps a day. So I have to try and make room for my walkies. And yeah. Yeah, there's a plan, but we can't tell you. Well, if like they trust Trump and see him as like some type of like savior figure, they would like believe him. They'd be like, oh, he's taking down all the pedophiles behind the scenes and that's why he can't tell us. You think you might see another insurgency in the USA soon? Trump has no allies, no supporters, no media clowns, and no QAnons. Yeah? You haven't heard my cat? Yeah, she's been quiet. She was not quiet before the stream, and I was worried she's going to be crying all throughout the stream. She was just crawling over me all day, wanting cuddles, wanting pats, being really sooky, but yeah, she must have had her dinner and gone to sleep somewhere. So hopefully she's not too upset that I'm streaming.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. warandpeace.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Missing in much of the MAGA frenzy over the Jeffrey Epstein files are the voices of survivors of the sexual abuse he perpetrated against them. Many, like our next guest, have joined the call for transparency and for the Trump administration to release the files as promised. This comes as Virginia Giuffre, an outspoken survivor of sex trafficking by Jeffrey Epstein, died apparently by suicide at age 41 in April. She was the first survivor to come out publicly against Epstein and his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, who remains in prison. She also sued Prince Andrew for sexually assaulting her when she was 17. The disgraced prince was forced to step away from his royal duties and settled with Giuffre in 2022. Her family said in a statement, quote, Virginia was a fierce warrior in the fight against sexual abuse and sex trafficking. She was the light that lifted so many survivors, unquote. Just last week, the FBI and Department of Justice announced there was, quote, no incriminating client list. It also said Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims over 2 decades, far more than previously known. For more, we're joined by Teresa Helm, who is a survivor of sexual abuse by Jeffrey Epstein, facilitated by Ghislaine Maxwell. She was assaulted by Epstein in the early 2000s. She now works as the Survivor Services Coordinator for the National Center on Sexual Exploitation. Her 2024 piece for Newsweek is headlined, I'm a Jeffrey Epstein Survivor. The documents are an opportunity. Thank you so much for joining us. You, Teresa Helm, have talked about the dangers of
there has to be a client list and there has to be blackmail material. They told us that there was. If they haven't compiled an actual list, then the clients are in the videotapes. The clients are in, you know, whatever. We have that information even if it's not aggregated. Like, maybe there's not technically a piece of paper or a binder that says client list. But I mean, you would have all that information, right? There's no way there's all these victims and there's no clients. Who are you trafficking them to, yourself? How much Viagra was Jeffrey Epstein taking? Like, there's no way all these abuse victims were just for him.
Grooming. As you see all of this taking place, the uprising within the MAGA movement, lost are what sexual violence survivors go through. Talk about how you first met Jeffrey Epstein, how you were brought to him, how you were groomed.
Well, hello, good morning. I can certainly talk to that. So I was
Ghislaine is still alive and she knows most of it. Yeah, Matterhorn. I think Ghislaine Maxwell has a good chance to get some type of sentence reduction or some type of appeal if she says, well, if there's no client list, then why am I in here? You know, although I guess she did traffic the women to Epstein and then he further trafficked them to whoever. I guess she was responsible for procuring the women. But yeah, who did they procure the women for if there's no client list? It doesn't make any sense.
Attending college out in California at the time and was a full-time student and a full-time employee there. And so that began the process of recruitment to grooming, passed along the line from various people as far as this is an opportunity that I'd like for you to see if you're interested in and go talk to this person. So after speaking with a couple young women about an opportunity that I thought I was being blessed with at the time, I eventually met with Ghislaine Maxwell, who really
Is it Ghislaine or Ghislaine? I mean, she knew her, so it must be Ghislaine. All right, I'm going to say Ghislaine. Every single person that I hear talk about this pronounces that woman's name in a completely different way. But I 100%, and I've said this a few times, and I'll say it again for anyone new that's listening. Ghislaine Maxwell's father was a Mossad agent. And I 100% believe that this is all tied to Israel. And this is one of the reasons why Israel has so much influence over everybody, because I think they used Jeffrey Epstein to obtain the dirt on all of these high profile. I like that it censored, the chat censored Jizz, because Joey wrote Ghislaine. And it censored it because it thinks he's talking about jizz. It's so absurd that Americans are convinced they can't sign away their rights with NDAs. Well, yeah, NDAs are only if you're working for a company and like you go and work for another company. You can't like go and share like industry secrets, like the company's secret recipe or their secret technology that they have that's patented. Like you can't go take that with you to another company rather. And that's what NDAs are for. They're not, you can't cover crimes. Like if you have a crime committed against you, an NDA doesn't stop you from going to the cops about it. It's just literally to protect intellectual property essentially, and patents and things like that. But yeah, going back to my point before, I got sidetracked by the Ghislaine, or Ghislaine. This lady says Ghislaine and she knew her, so I'm going to go with Ghislaine. I would say that's how it's pronounced if she knew her personally. Yeah, I think Epstein was a Mossad asset, and he was used to collect the dirt on all these elite men, all these rich, powerful men, all these men and politicians with influence. Apart from the AIPAC money, right? That's the other edge of the sword, right? They've got a double-edged sword. They've got the AIPAC money, like, well, we give you so much money for your re-election funding. We give you all of this. We give you all of that. And also, don't forget that time when you had a little bit too much to drink at the party and you saw that blonde you really liked. Did I tell you she was 14? She was 14. Oh, did I tell you there were cameras in the room? All right. Well, just remember that when you're voting. Just remember that when you're voting, and remember the way Israel wants you to vote on that particular issue. All right. Have a good day. And that's how they be doing it, I reckon.
What she did was pretty astounding in the fact that within a day, I was convinced that I was in a safe, healthy, wonderful environment, blessed with an opportunity to pursue a career that I had only dreamed of having. In fact, that was my dream, to do what she had stated I would do alongside her, working for her. She was very polite and kind. She built trust in a very, within hours, I thought that I had really landed the opportunity of a lifetime. My family was very pleased that I was there interviewing with her, which is what the intention, that's what I thought I was there for, was an interview, and things went so amazingly well. And then she was so successful in all of that, very, I would call it, master manipulation. She was very calculated in her craft and did it very well. I was very young. I mean, I was an adult, 22 years old. However, I had such big dreams and aspirations and determination, and
a lot of 22-year-olds are super naive. Like, you could definitely very easily manipulate a 22-year-old. That's why I always side-eye, like, guys a lot older dating, like, women in their early 20s. It's like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, mate. Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's not weird. This is sex book trafficking. Trump uses NDAs this way. Yeah, a lot of people use NDAs in nefarious ways because I think a lot of people don't realize People are just like, oh no, I signed this legal document and it's scary and it means, you know, I have all these liabilities and it means they can take all my money, or it means they can do this, they could do that to me. But yeah, a lot of people don't have money for legal counsel, for legal advice, all these things, so they don't really realize that it's like, you can go to the cops about criminal activity. It's not violating your NDA. Just because they made you sign an NDA that says that you're not allowed to go to the cops, that's not a legally binding piece of paper. But yeah, it's very scary as a layperson to try and assert like any types of legal rights. But yeah, legally, like, that doesn't mean shit.
Really wanted to make the most of this opportunity that I thought that I was getting, to the point where at the end of my time with Ghislaine Maxwell, although I hadn't known that there was a partner, as she referred to him, that I would be meeting at the end of my time with her, I hadn't heard Jeffrey or any other person's name the entire time, from beginning sitting behind the desk at work in California at the college, to meeting Sarah Cullen at the beach, to who then introduced me to Ghislaine. I had no idea that there was a final person that I was going to go meet. And once I learned of him by the name of Jeffrey, I did not, I paused and thought about some things, waved any kind of red flag in my mind, because again, she was so, Ghislaine was so good.
Sorry, I'm trying to learn this name, Ghislaine. Ghislaine does sound very Israeli, I have to say. Even if judges throw the case out, it's a lot of money to get to that point. 100% it is, and it sends people broke and people are scared. But if the judge throws it out, the judge will typically award the aggrieved party costs. It's just, yeah, it's very expensive to last that long without being awarded the costs, unfortunately. And yeah, a lot of people are just scared silence. And look, the fact of the matter is, people that have more money in our society are always going to have way more privilege. Like, the greatest privilege that you can have in this world is 100% economic. Money can buy you anything. Money can buy you access to anything. Money can buy you, you know, friendships with the right people, put you in the right places. And I mean, you can just, you know, destroy everyone around you if you want to, without anybody else having any recourse. Because what are you going to do?
What she had done and built that trust in me. And so then I walked myself to Jeffrey's home later that day to what I thought was to interview with him, without really a lot of question, actually being quite excited, because I thought, well, if I was so successful here with Ghislaine, which he has really made me believe that I have been, now I get the opportunity to go complete this, like a second round of the interview. And that was really, I walked myself into tragedy. I had no idea. I actually should, and I will reframe that. I didn't walk myself into tragedy. I was lured there. I was coaxed there, coerced there, under false and fraudulent, you know, conditions and expectations.
Yep. You sure were. She walked herself into a job interview. Yeah. But when you are the victims of these types of crimes, you really do blame yourself, and you really do feel stupid that you put yourself in that situation. And I'm sure she's had a lot of therapy, but it's still, you know, it's still hard to unlearn those harsh ways that you talk to yourself when you are a victim of these types of crimes. It really does a number on the way that people think and their self-worth. And especially the way, like, greater society kind of use, well, she does seem out of it sometimes, hyperborea, and dissociation is a way that we cope with these types of things, right? You are kind of, you know, half dissociating. You're never really fully present, right? Because that's too hard. And if you are fully present, it's because you're incredibly hyper vigilant, and you're constantly looking around the room, and you're constantly assessing threats. And that's what it's like when you're possibly dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder or something like that. It is far more easier for your brain to just check out, right? It is really hard to be present and be in the moment.
And it was then that Jeffrey Epstein assaulted you?
That's right. They're in his very big, beautiful home there in Manhattan. You know, the home that Ghislaine was raving about after I had been complimenting her on her home and speaking about the different various buildings and the architecture and how much I enjoyed it and comparing different cities to New York. And then she raved about his. If I thought hers was great, wait till I see his. Yeah, so it was there. Mm-hmm.
So you have joined the call for the Epstein files to be released. Can you explain why you feel this is so important?
Where I stand with all of this is in, you know, utter solidarity with survivors of this entire nightmare that's just been going on, you know, ongoing for decades with these people that have gotten away with so much for so long. You know, whether it was a failure of the system back in the 90s, whether failure of the system again in the early 2000s. There are so many women and at the time even, you know, children that have been harmed by these people. I really urge everyone to focus the commitment, the intention, all this time, effort, and energy onto bringing to light what needs to bring to light for these survivors and their healing, and less about political weaponization of anything, because at the end of the day, that's...
Do I think with the childcare worker Diddy Epstein and Epstein, Australians will be willing to debate capital punishment again? Honestly, I think for certain crimes, a lot of Australians would be down with it, but I just think because we're signatories to so many human rights conventions and things like that, I just don't see it. It's the same reason with like nuclear proliferation, right? Even though Australia having a few nukes would solve a lot of Australia's security problems, and eradicate a need to have any alliances with anybody and just let us just be friends with whoever we want to be friends with. You know, just some type of a surety, if you will. I just don't think they're even going to put it back on the table. I just don't see a world in current day, unless like there's some major type of societal collapse. I don't see capital punishment coming back to Australia anytime. Hello, Doza. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about people's lives, and it should not be weaponized either way in any administration.
It's cold. It is cold. Where are you, Doza? I'm in Melbourne and it's freezing. Fucking UN New World Order bull, give us nukes and guillotines. Well, good luck with that, Hyperbovian. You can make an envoy to the UN and put that to them and see how far you get. You might get as far as The Hague there, Hyperbovian, but you do you, mate. You can give it a go. Capital punishment is a lot more expensive than life imprisonment. I wouldn't know the numbers on that, Ricochet. Hey, it's in the right postcode. You're from the southeast. Oh, I'm in the western suburbs of Melbourne, Doza.
No matter who's in control at the time, who did what when, who's doing what now, transparency is key, because we cannot move forward as a society and as a culture without these fundamental changes of doing the right thing and holding people accountable, because we can't continue to have systems of power that just get away, or people, whether it's a system or a person. We cannot continue to have these people or systems continue to get away with anything that they can get away with because they're skating through, they're dodging accountability. There's too much money involved. So, you know, people silence through money. We have got to change it's degrading our society to continue to allow these predators and perpetrators to get away with harming so many people. You know, those that harm and exploit, they have to be silenced, not the survivors continuing to be silenced. Because when you don't have accountability, you don't have justice. We are so far out of balance with justice. It's almost like, you know, Lady Liberty, she can take a small step to the ground because we're so uneven, where survivors are holding on, clinging on to the hope, which tends to be, you know, one thing that you can't take away from a survivor. It's how we get here. We survive through it because we have so much hope. But hope tends to get shattered often. And it's like, it's the onus is on us to pick up the pieces and try to get louder and louder. You know, our silence it's very loud within us. We have to then, you know, we're tasked with rising back.
Yeah, look, my heart breaks for all these women that have been hurt by Jeffrey Epstein. Obviously, it's horrible, obviously, you know, and she seems like she's become, like an advocate, for survivors. So I mean, good for her, using her pain and channeling it into something productive. We do like to see it. It's inspirational. Yeah, but I don't think there's any new or compelling information in this video. I guess we'll finish watching it out of respect, and then we'll play everybody's favorite food games, because that's all my potato PC can handle. And hopefully sometime next week the new gaming PC will be coming, and then I will have officially be minus $4,000 in the red since I've started streaming. Instead of making money, spending money. It's girl maths, as we say. It's girl mathematics. So girl maths with an S, because I'm getting a pre-built one, Dozer. I'm getting a pre-built one because I've had all my nerd friends check over the specs. I'm getting a pre-built one just so everything's under warranty. Yeah, just because I'm spending a lot of money. I'll find the one I'm getting. Hang on, I'm getting this one. Just let me do it off screen in case it shows my location information. It says what shop is near me or something. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. Is this it? Yeah, this is the right shop. Where is it? I think this is... All right, I think this isn't the exact one because I have it on my laptop, but this is similar to what I'll be getting, but with all the upgrades. Is it? Maybe. I think that's it. I can't find the exact one, but this is pretty close to it. No, I haven't already paid for it. That's not it though. I just can't find it on the site. Oh, actually it's under the sales. Is that it? No, that wasn't it. Is that you? No. Is that you? No. That wasn't it. I'm not paying that much. Why can't I find it? I think that might have been it. Oh, this one's it. This is the one. I remember now. What company is that? It's Radium PCs. Yeah, so I'm getting this one with like the upgrades. So it'll come to 3,244, and then I've got to buy like some monitors and stuff, so I'll probably end up spending like 4 grand. Why are other people's texts a light blue? It's hard to read against a pink background. Oh yeah, I don't know actually. I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look at it later. If the colors are kind of grading, I'll see if I can change the background. But yeah, this is the one I will be getting. These are the features. I don't know if you can see that. Damn, what GPU and CPU? I don't know, apparently good ones. But I had some of my nerds look at it, and they said it was good for what I needed for streaming games and stuff. So, and running like running my VTuber software and running all of that and the frame rates and yada yada yada. So anyway, those are the specs, if you can see those just here, I think. But yeah, that's what I will be getting. This one here. And then because I'm a girl, I have to turn it into a Sailor Moon PC. So I'm going to be sticking Sailor Moon stuff all over it. Anyway, let's play the Scrandle. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Apparently I will be able to just do everything that I need to do. And look, my stream is starting to get more viewers, and even if I make like $6,000 streaming by the end of the year, it would still have been worth buying the computer. And if I don't make money streaming, then I've got a gaming computer. So, you know. And I'll just keep the PC I'm on now for work, because it's fine for like running all the databases and stuff that I need. Sailor Moon, based in cute. Yeah, I love Sailor Moon. Oh, we got currywurst and fries, or a double smash cheeseburger. Oh, what would you rather? Currywurst or cheeseburger? I don't know. I do like currywurst a lot. It is delicious. But I also like cheeseburger. But chips. German chips. German chips are so good. You always frame cap on your games to your monitor refresh rate. Well, that's what I was worried about. That's why I'm spending like... Because I only wanted to spend like $2,000-ish. And then I realized I actually couldn't get anything that was going to be useful. So I may as well just, you know, spend a bit more. Oh, the cheeseburger one. Ew, that looks so nasty. Is that a boiled cheeseburger? Why doesn't it have any color? What is wrong? Oh, what is it with them and their freaking mushy peas? Meat pie and meat and potato pie. If this is a UK, they probably want their pie, right? Yeah, they went for their pie over the boiled cheeseburger. A double cheeseburger or chili chips. Oh, we'll go the double cheeseburger. Yeah. Fried pickles or steak pie in a roll. Maybe the pie in a roll? You got a dual monitor setup? Oh, nice. Yeah, I want to get 2 monitors. I'll have to have a look, see what I can afford, seeing as though my PC is costing, you know, $1 billion. Pie on a bunch for sure. Yeah, let's go for pie on a bun. Oh, it was the battered pickles. Ooh, what is that? Duck heart. What country is that? Oh, it's in France. They have like fried duck heart and chips. All right, let's go for this. Yeah, people wanted the duck heart more than they wanted that. What's this? Loaded fries with salt and pepper chicken. Oh, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Chips, bean and cheese. No, definitely this. Yep, 96% of people agreed. Ooh. Katsu chicken with chips. Oh, yum. Or shish kebab. Oh, I would eat both of those things, actually. I went for the katsu. What? This looks... If you just squinted and looked at that, what would you think you were looking at? If, like, you didn't focus your eyes properly. Hot dog in a waffle or bacon cheeseburger? Bacon cheeseburger. That looks like someone needs to go to the emergency room. Sausage roll with newspaper stuck on it. Or chicken gyros box. Yeah, we'll go for the Greek. Always go for the Greek. Why does that sausage roll have newspaper on it? You're getting a... doing something to your computer. I don't understand any of that with my little girl brain dozer, but I'm happy for you. And or I'm sorry that happened. But I think you're just upgrading stuff. I just don't know what it means. Double bacon cheeseburger or curry goat and chips. I would actually go for the curried goat and chips. People disagreed with me. Well... Should we play again or should we go for the other? Oh, a storage upgrade. Oh yeah, that's always good. I have a bunch of like external hard drives where like I just save all the stuff I don't want to lose, like photos and stuff like that. I'll play it again and then we'll play the where in the world is my food from. Oh, I don't know. All right, if you're gonna be annoying, I'm just gonna play the other game. Food Guessr. After this game, I might call it to go for a walk because yeah, I haven't been on a walk for so long. I have to go for a walk and then I'm going to go to the gym and do some hip thrusts, some hack squats, some chest press, some curls. Get my musculus pumped, guys. Yeah, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I've lost so much strength since I took a hiatus from the gym. Like I'm so weak. I don't know where all my strength went. It's really dissociating. Okay, this is either Chinese or American. Chicken, broccoli, garlic, soy sauce, oyster sauce, sesame oil, cornstarch. Should we go for China first or should we, because so many countries have like Chinese, right? But this is like Cantonese, I guess. So we'll try China. Ice cold. Okay, we'll try America then. It was the United States, my first guess. Let's get another one perfect. We already buggered it. We already buggered it. It was a trap. Ingredients: pork leg and sea salt. This dish is a traditional smoked ham characterized by its distinct flavor and quality. It is made through a unique curing process. I think this is Italian. I think this is like... Fancy bacon is Italian, like pastrami. And I walk at night. Yeah, I'll be walking with my friend. So we won't be walking alone. Don't you worry about that. We'll be walking with my friend who has a Rottweiler. So you don't have to worry about us, Matterhorn. We will be fine. I'm going to go for Italian for this because I think it's like prosciutto or something like that. Oh, I wrote Italian instead of Italy. Okay. Hot. We are hot. Do you reckon I should try Spain? I'll try Spain. France. Maybe Germany? Huh. Oh, Poland. Montenegro. Okay, we were all wrong. You're about to get off as you only had 4 hours sleep last night. Oh, Doza, get a good night's sleep. I hope you have a really nice sleep. Yeah, not sleeping is the worst. It's the absolute worst. Cottage cheese, sugar, water, cardamom, ghee, saffron, rose water, pistachios, almonds. Okay, this is either like Indian or like Iraqi or Iranian or something like that. But let's try India first. Correct. Do I have a Discord server? Yeah, Hyperbovian, can you put the Discord link in the chat for me, please? That would be really good. I'm a super foodie. All right, one more game of this and then I'm going on my panda walk. You only got 3 last night and you somehow feel fine. Oh, I feel like shit if I don't sleep. I had to sleep in really late today because I just didn't sleep last night. Yeah, that should be the Discord link, Doza. But yeah, get a good night's sleep, mate. I hope, yeah, I hope you can sleep tonight because that's the worst. Egg, eggplant, garlic, salt, pepper, and oil. Well, I don't know, but that looks good. Egg, eggplant, garlic, salt, pepper, and oil. I'm gonna try Greece. Ice cold. All right, Doza, we'll hope to see you around soon. And yeah, sweet dreams. Maybe have a hot chockey before bed or some warm milk. Oh, do you want the Ricochet? Do you want the Discord link on YouTube? Can somebody put the Discord link on YouTube for Ricochet? That would be good. Thailand is warm, so this is from somewhere in Asia. It's got lime there. Egg, eggplant, garlic, salt, pepper, and oil. Are you... Oh, you put it in YouTube? Okay, sick. Yeah, awesome. So Greece came up cold, but we got warm for Vietnam. It's got lime and it's got like a little flower there. What do we reckon? Thailand is warm. Let's try Malaysia. Thailand and Malaysia are both warm. North of Malaysia. Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam are... Somebody help me, I'm dumb. Help me, I'm dumb. Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam. Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam. What else is around there? Laos, Myanmar. Try that. It's always that, isn't it? Yes. No, we failed. Philippines. Tortang Talong. Will you tell me Filipino after I already guessed? Clams, mussels, shrimp, scallops, crab, whitefish, tomatoes, garlic, onion, fennel, red pepper flakes, white wine, fish stock, and parsley. Ooh. I think this is Italian. Italy is ice cold. This dish is a delicious seafood stew that originated in the 19th century. It is a traditional dish that was created by immigrants who settled... Okay, it's probably America then. It's American marinara, so it's technically not Italian. Okay, guys. Okay. Glutinous rice flour, water, black sesame paste, sugar, lard or butter, ginger, rock sugar, sweet osmanthus, red bean paste, peanut filling. The dish consists of glutinous rice balls, typically filled with sweet or savory ingredients like sesame paste, red bean, or minced meat. Let's go with China. Osmanthus. What a cool word. Correct. Tangyang. Tangyang Wangyang. I don't know. My pronunciation is probably wrong. Weetabix. I think this is from the UK. I think this is the UK's Weet-Bix. United States of your mum. Correct. I am correct. pork blood, pork meat, vinegar, garlic, onions, chili pepper. This is a unique and flavorful dish that has a long history in its country's cuisine. It may not be for everyone due to its unique ingredients. Could this be Korean? It is well loved by many for its rich and savory taste. Oh, this is black pudding, is it? That doesn't look like black pudding. What is it? It looks European. Oh, coconut milk, which gives it a creamier texture. Maybe it's Malaysian. It kind of looks like rendang a little bit. Malaysia is warm. It is well loved by many for its rich and savory taste. Some variations of the dish also include the addition of coconut milk, which gives it a creamier texture. This dish is typically served hot and pairs well with steamed rice. Korea? I don't know. I feel like because it's got pork blood and sundae has like pork blood, I'm gonna guess South Korea. Malaysia and South Korea are warm. That helps a lot. You think there is blood sausage in it? Well, yes, sundae is Korean, like. Pork blood, pork meat, vinegar, garlic, onions, and chili peppers. Let's see. I don't know. I don't flippin' know. Oh, Guan, China. That sounds Chinese. No. South is of Korea, southish. Guan. It's out in the ocean for sure. It's certainly somewhere. I don't know, I'm too scared. I don't know. It's very pork heavy, so probably gonna go, maybe try the Philippines because at least we know they eat pork. Wrong letter. I guess that based on the fact that it's very pork heavy and Philippines is very Catholic, so that was my guess. All right, guys, with that, I have to get my little scrawny bum on a walk. And then I gotta go build my glutes at the gym. So, yes. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for hanging out. Bye.